Hello, 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 everybody. What is going down? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? I am doing my best to be patient and let a few people roll on in. But before I get started, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I noticed I started this little thing without my notes, and I just wanted to go ahead and get them. Hello, everybody on Instagram. Nice to see you in the place. I am doing my best to get people to come on over to YouTube this year. This is the year of YouTube for Sonia Marie. That's for Ding Dong Damn Sure. And I want you guys to come on over to YouTube at Sonia Marie's Word Life Astrology page. I'd appreciate that. Yaya's in the place to be. Kimberly Offord is here on Instagram. Oh, my mama's in the spot. What's up, Celeste? How you doing? Lacey is here. What's going on, everyone? Please come on over to Sonia Marie's Word Life Astrology page on YouTube, please. Sonia Marie's Word Life Astrology page. So yes, starting here in the month of February, and happy Friday to everybody on YouTube. I'm gonna get to you in a minute. Happy Friday to you. And starting in the month of February, I'm gonna do my best to come on YouTube and go live twice a week. Now, here is the conundrum. And I'm going to be very, very transparent with y'all. In the past, I've attempted to do this. I've attempted to come on twice. I hope you guys can hear me over on Instagram. I attempted to come on here twice a week in the past. And to be honest with you, there were times in which I didn't have anything to say. I didn't have a gosh darn thing to say. And I couldn't fake it and couldn't come on and couldn't keep it up. But I'm going to do my best to follow through this time, to be a little bit more diligent in my practice. And that means prayer and asking Spirit what needs to be said and being a little bit more dutiful in that way, be it more accessible to be able to at least come on in for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, however long it takes. I appreciate that. 4 people with their likes up on YouTube. I appreciate you so far. And I know it's Friday and people are doing all kinds of things and they don't expect for me to be on here. But if you would let some people know, I'd appreciate that by sharing it on your socials and letting a friend know, text them, be like, girl, Sonia's on. I may not be on here too long. Again, this is just to get the party started, so to speak, and to get the habit, the discipline going. What I heard today, though, was us addressing maybe what we've been feeling over the last couple of weeks, a couple of days, with the moon being in Cancer. I wanted to kind of speak to that. Especially to those on YouTube, because they can write a little bit more and I can see better on YouTube the information that comes up in the comments that come up. So El Bell said that damn moon in Cancer. Yeah, it's been a doozy, honey bun, for so many people, but in the best way possible. And I'm wondering if my Monday's weekly rundown helped in any kind of way, because I at least it helped for me. I will say that I was really inundated with a bunch of different types of emotions, to be truthful with you, throughout the week. And what stuck out to me in my own rundown, to be truthful with you, and y'all have to know this, squirrel, I don't listen back to all of them. And a good 60% of the information that comes through, I need my goddamn self. Sometimes I zone out and just let spirit talk. That's why I sweat so much. And I zone out and I kind of benefit from the information that's coming through as well. And when I thought about that today, I was like, wow. Well, yesterday, I was like, wow. Like was said on Monday, I had to navigate through this thing too. Like I had to keep my emotions in check and not respond through my emotions in order to stay focused. Has anyone been experiencing that? Yes, y'all. Hands up on Instagram. If you're still in here, please come over to YouTube if you can. If you want to stay here for, for a little bit of time, because I will cut you off in a couple of minutes, then put your hands up or whatever and let me know what you feel about that. I literally had to talk myself through the tears, going, all right, Sonja, this is what we're going to do right now. We're going to cry about whatever stuff is coming up, whatever needs to be coming up. And as it comes up, you still got something to do in about 2 hours. Like, truthfully, here's the deal. As a Cancer and as a person who responds very openly, like to tears and emotions, like, I honestly love to cry. I love to go deep. I love to wring out my heart, so to speak. I love to go there because I do understand the benefits from doing that. I do understand that I get to learn myself more. I don't necessarily see it as me being depressed, because tears don't have to always equal depression and sadness and going back to the past and recollecting some things that will never happen again. It can equal that. But if you are, in my opinion, looking for the full extent of how emotions are being used. We just talked about this, me and two other colleagues of mine, tears and the fear, because that's a lot of times where tears come from. It's like the relinquishing of fear. When we have these fears, sometimes, again, if dealing with it in a mature way, if dealing with it in an open way, if dealing with it in an accountable way, we can get to the other side of that without having to even go back and revisit that thing. Does that make sense to anybody out there on YouTube, especially since I can see? And I'm going to go through, we're going to treat this unlike Monday, right? Because Monday I have, a shitload of notes and things that I have to share with y'all. And I'm like really hell bent on trying to get through my notes because I spend time writing them notes. So I'm like, I got to give them to them. So I don't necessarily converse back and forth with you. But I'd like to treat today, Fridays, Freestyle Friday is what I'm calling this thing. You like it? You like it? You like it? You like it? Like it? Freestyle Fridays. I want to be able to freestyle. I want to be able to speak whatever spirit tells me to say, and I want y'all to say whatever y'all want to say and converse among yourselves, okay? It's necessary. Again, on Instagram, I'm about to shut y'all down in a minute because I want y'all to come over to YouTube. We share a lot on YouTube. We've cultivated and curated an awesome little family tribe situation. So come to Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page on YouTube and subscribe. Please subscribe, tell your friends, share it. It's not just about astrology. Astrology for me, again, I'm going to get back to the subject at hand, but astrology today, to me, is a tool. It's only a modality in which we utilize, and I oftentimes don't utilize it. What? You don't drink your own Kool-Aid? I mean, sometimes you can drink too much Kool-Aid and you get a stomachache or some shit. All I'm saying is that it's never for me to be healthily stuck on one thing. Like, it's my opinion. It's dope and it's balanced to see things from different modalities, different ways of being, different, even when you're down and dirty, going back into the tears. It's good to go into those tears. It's good to force yourself, in my opinion, with some responsibility and control on some level, because you can't go deep into your tears and feel like you're just gonna fall out and allow your depression to just run amok and take you over and want you to leave the planet, to bring you to wanting to leave the planet. That's detrimental and that's extreme, but it happens like that, right? We have to be able to navigate our controls, said the person who is a Cancer, who is a cardinal sign, which is a leader of emotions. Oh, is that why Sonja always comes on here and talk about people healing and crying and getting better and tapping into that space? Yes, because it's my perspective. And I believe that emotions are strong. I've been told throughout my entire life by people closest to me that I should be strong, not cry, suck it up. You'll be okay. Get through it. Be hard. And a lot of us have, and this is not a new story. I'm not trying to bring out some enlightening situation, enlightened subject matter. We're strong people. But it doesn't mean that you can't cry. That doesn't mean that you can't talk about the shit that you fucked up on. That doesn't mean that you can't take responsibility for who you are and apologize. It doesn't mean that, you have to sit back and actually do what a lot of people do, over intellectualize their feelings. Oh, maybe I felt this way because of this and this, and maybe I felt this way. And then if I did this, maybe I would have felt that way. Feelings don't do that, man. Feeling is not like that. Feelings is like a goddamn, I don't know why I thought of this in my head. And I know I'm kind of squirreling out, y'all, but y'all rocking with me, right? Feelings is like I want to say a paramecium, but that's the first image that came to my mind. You remember parameciums? That's like fourth grade science. Has the little hairs on the end of the cell. The paramecium just walks like a little centipede or whatever, but it's more like an amoeba because it stretches out. Feelings stretch and move and find something to get on them and lean all the way to the one side and then want to lean all the way to the other side in order to get its footing, man. That's how I like to treat emotions. So I do my best to stay in my lane when it comes to that, and to really combat some of the things that I was conditioned to believe throughout my life by many people, by society even, right? That emotions should be tended to very delicately. So again, or I should say, or not at all. How about that? So sometimes people can over intellectualize emotions. Sometimes people go way too Scorpio deep into emotions and end up dark in a space where they can't get out of, right? That's not control. And then sometimes people like to deny and deflect and project whatever it is that they feel onto the other person. That's manipulation. That's gaslighting. That's all of those things, these fancy fucking terms that come up. But it all comes back to emotions and you being willing and able and having the capacity to deal with them. We're talking about emotions today, y'all, because the last and tears and fears, because the last 3 days, this moon in Cancer has been, in my opinion, hell bent on snapping us out of the good things that are happening around us so we can stay stuck in our emotions, if you perceive it that way. Do you perceive it as, oh my God, I'm crying again? Or do you perceive it like, I got to clean this last little bit out. I got to revisit this feeling again because there's a reason. There's a reason. May I be candid? I'm gonna be really, 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 and I oftentimes don't do this like openly, truly. I may skirt around it a little bit, but I'm gonna tell y'all what has been coming up for me. And please let me know if any of you feel this, sense this, have dealt with this sometime in the past, or especially this week. For me, the feeling of mediocrity keeps coming up, and the fear and the damn emotions around that. Can I get a yes, y'all? Or Sonja, that's not my bad. Speak to me, like agree and disagree. I like it both because I like to see where people are at. So if you don't understand what I'm talking about, if that hasn't been your thing, that's cool. But for me, it's been the same for Danielle, for Life Dance. Hello, everybody. By the way, I forgot to scream you out. I appreciate y'all being here. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Miss Kennedy and Angelique, the artist, and Maya's here. Of course, Rachel L. Bell Sparkles here in the place to be. What's up, Tamiko? And Muse and Sweet Tea. Oh, thank y'all for rolling on in. Hi, Robin. How you doing? Bella means beautiful. Bella means beautiful. It does. What's up, Nia? Your crazy Scorpio self. Does that make sense? Imposter syndrome for sure. Ooh, Danielle. That mediocrity thing, I'm glad y'all agreeing with me, especially on Instagram too. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for chiming in. Thank you, Shanice Shelley. What's up, What up, Tony? I'm glad you're in here. If y'all like to, please come on over to YouTube at Sonia Marie's Word Life Astrology and subscribe. I'm trying to build my channel over there because I feel a little bit more at ease. I don't know why when I'm over here on YouTube, and it feels more concentrated, like a family kind of thing. So the question is, this week or in the recent past, have you been dealing with that fear, that feeling, that emotion of mediocrity? And a few people have said yes, maybe some don't agree or have felt something different. For me, it's been that thing. And the thing about it is when I started like really emoting and going there, I said to myself, I thought I was a badass motherfucker. Like, like it was a part of me that was really not necessarily pissed off with the other part of me, but almost like standing there like, you know how you start something and how about this? I'm gonna use the school analogy. You get all the way to the 11th grade and then you're in your 12th grade year of high school and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't want to graduate. It's like, wait, hold on, wait, what? Wait, what? That's how the other part of me felt. Like, we got here. We did all the work to get here. And now I'm showing you this little bit of thing that you have to do to get over the hump. And that's to look at the fact that you may think that your mediocre life is necessary, or you may think that you can stop here, even though your dreams are big. You may think, well, you know, if it doesn't happen, I'll just stay right here. No, Sonia Marie Samuel, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen, is what that other part of me said. And that's where the tears came up, because the mediocrity sometimes is like, for me anyway, was just like, it's comfortable right here. And I've been told that I'm going to be mediocre. The city has produced me to be mediocre. The world has reduced me to be mediocre. Everyone has said that Black women should hold it for everybody instead of themselves. But when a Black woman is by herself, empty nest, away from family, in my case, for 30 years, and having your family not even know who the fuck you are really, and feeling alone, there's this weird mediocrity that came over me that's like, well, maybe I should go back to what I was, because nobody's going to get the bigger me in any way. I don't want pity. Please don't even think of writing a comment to say, oh, Sonia, you're going to get through this. It's going to be all right. You're bigger than big. You're helping me. I appreciate all the compliments, but that's not why I'm sharing this. I'm sharing this so you can get to your own bottom. So you can get to your own space of what is left in me emotionally that I haven't yet conquered, that's coming up with this moon in Cancer, that's showing me my fears, while simultaneously, somebody just handed me $1,000. Simultaneously, I just got this new outfit and I lost about 5 pounds and my ass looks good in these jeans. But simultaneously, you just gotten the job of your lifetime. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes those heightened emotions are coming in, and especially nowadays, yours, because it's way too much going on at one time. It's way too much going on at one time. Too many babies are being born and too many people are dying. You get what I'm saying? It's like these contraries, in my opinion, that's going down. So it's like it's confusing. So should I lean to the emotion of it all and check the fuck out and cry for a good 2 days and just be done with that thing? Or do I need to push on and take care of these opportunities and disregard my tears and shut them down and just and live my life the way I need to live? Are y'all following me? In my opinion, based on what I talked about on Monday and based on what I'm feeling, what Spirit nudged me to say today, we got to do both. And that's the hardest thing ever, because now we are being taught the art of integration for fucking real. Can I get a yes, y'all, on that? Or am I just talking for my own good? I really want to know that. I really want to know that. Now we are being told to integrate. And how about this? A motherfucker look crazy while she's doing it, because she's crying away some sad tears from the right eye while she's crying away some happy tears from the left eye. What kind of fucking visual is that? That's some crazy ass visual. And how does the eyes know which emotion to hit up on when it's releasing? The right is going to take care of this. And come on. Like, honestly, that feels crazy inside. Truly and truly. And then how do you share that? How do you go to your baby, your fucking dad, your sister, your brother? In one story, you're saying, oh my God, Madonna wants me to do an album with her. I don't know why I thought of Madonna, y'all. Madonna wants me to do an album with her. And then the next thing you know, but that motherfucker left me, took my kids. It's 5 minutes later. Oh my God. You understand me, Crystal? Oh, wow. It's an interesting existence to be in. And honestly, do I have an answer? Hell no, because I'm living it through it. I'm living through it like y'all are. I just came here to share with y'all. But I will say what has helped me in the last couple of days and in being in that integrated moment of our feelings, when our feelings are so much like an amoeba and a paramecium and all the goddamn cells all mixed up together, right? When our feelings can be so unruly and unpredictable, there is a way in which, in my opinion, that we coach our tears to do its thing and still feel gratitude for the tears. Because at the end of the day, the tears are not here to be a huge culprit. The tears are not here to wipe us out. The tears are not here to make us look like a crybaby, and you're not strong, and you're not these things that society and and the conditioning that we got from our family and people that love us, have been telling us for years and decades and centuries. And going to that squirrel on that point, that's why these emotions are being heightened, because these emotions on that last point, that latter point, these emotions have been squelched for centuries and that are in our DNA for centuries. That's why Pluto came into Capricorn in 2008 and was like, hello, bullhorn, bam, bam, bam. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. We are about to shut down these constructs and these goddamn structures and all of these rules and these things that you think that you need to live by. We're going to shut them things down. So what? You can get to your feelings. You can get to your heart. You can stop putting layers and layers and layers and layers of walls around what really matters. Now, hey, let me take a minute, because it almost sounds like I'm doing a silent kind of dig to my ancestors. I am not. Not even to my mother. Because at the end of the day, they lived in a time in which that armor helped them. It got them through a thing. It made them survive, and it put goddamn food on the table. They sacrificed the full expression of their heart in order to keep people alive, including themselves. Do y'all get that? So I'm not jabbing what went before us. I'm saying there's a change that's happening, and we got to pay attention to the change, y'all. Yes, y'all. Do y'all get that? It makes no sense to throw jabs and stones at anybody. No one, because it was all purposeful up until this moment. The magic is taking this moment, learning from this moment, and doing things differently. Ashe? Does that make sense, or am I just talking out of my ass? Everybody on Instagram, come on over, please, to YouTube at Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page. Please, and subscribe and share with your friends. I'm not going to do this every time. I'm only going to do this little dual kind of thing for the month of February. And then after that, I hope that y'all get on over to YouTube, because then we're going to blow the spot up. Does that make sense, Maya? The magic of it all. Listen, Life Dance, you can stay focused with wine too. And I'm saying that facetiously because I'm very, very careful about the information that I put out into the public, being this the public, right? Because I don't want you to take my word for gold in that way. It'll assist you if you were to stay clear. But if you're strong enough within your own personal body, sweetie pie, to take a glass and sit back and think about a thing and allow spirit to hit you where spirit needs to hit you, then hey, okay, it can be utilized as medicine in that way. But remember, the key word is the control of the emotions, is knowing how to integrate it in a responsible way, right? The emotions coming through, the happiness that's happening, the tears that's happening, and the inspiration and the intuitive hits that's hitting us. It's a way to balance it out. You dig what I'm saying? Again, I wanted to clear that point up because we are individuals. We do what we need to do for ourselves, and I don't know your lives. I'm speaking from an astrological standpoint, and most of the time, my standpoint, my perspective, because I only have one view, and that's Sonja's view. You understand? But y'all have your own view. Coupled with what it is going on in the universe, you make an informed decision for your damn self. And that's my word life, for real. Okay, so that these emotions, in my opinion, please pay attention to. Now, if we need to talk specifically today, and look at, I think we need to revisit in a not so specific way, but let me make mention of and remind y'all of what's happening today when it comes to our emotions. The moon is opposition Mercury, so it's going against what we're thinking right off the bat. Off the bat, we're like trying to balance out today. This is Friday. What we need to do for our heads. What's the right thing to do? Should I be on this goddamn YouTube and Instagram listening to Sonja? Or should I take my emotional cues and go handle what I need to handle for my heart, for my children, for my mother, for my parents, for this and that? Should I respond differently? The moon is about response, emotional response. It's about relationships with our mothers and women in our lives, and also about karmic information that we're cleaning up within ourselves and around ourselves, right? That's how powerful the moon is. And like I was saying earlier too, to a couple of colleagues, the moon is the closest thing to the planet. That's why we harp on the moon, especially as astrologers. Let me speak for my damn self. That's why I harp on the moon. Being a Cancer myself, my ruler being the moon. But the bottom line is that the moon is the closest entity to the planet, and it changes vibrations every, give or take, 2.5 days or so. So we are literally being controlled by the moon, first and foremost. So if you don't get what these feels about, then you're trying to surpass, go past, almost deny and deflect what your emotions or the emotional ability of the day is all about. Do y'all get that? Did I break that down enough? So today, if the moon is opposition Mercury, our head is somewhere else. Our head, our brain wants to be in practical thinking. Let me get off of this thing because Sonja ain't really talking about too much and she's going to have me crying. So the practical mind is like, I don't want to cry right now. I got work to do. So it's the balance of the work you have to do and the emotions you have to feel. Y'all get that? And understand this, they are both leaders because the moon is in Cancer, cardinal sign, and Mercury is in Capricorn, cardinal sign. So they both think they got the fucking higher up on the next. You get that? Anyway, today also the moon is trining Neptune. But the moon says it's the perfect day to take off. It's the perfect day to kind of fly in your imagination. It's the perfect day to write some music though. It's the perfect day to feel these emotions out and to utilize them in some intuitive way, artistic way, nurturing, healing way. Again, the point why I came on here to say this thing, and I didn't even realize that. So we can utilize it. Okay. The moon is actually quincunxing Saturn. That makes sense. Because how many of y'all feel like working today? Okay, let me better ask the question. How many of y'all don't feel like working today? Hands up. Yes, yes, y'all. Y'all can say, oh, I love work. It's cool. Oh, Rachel L. Bell, you know I love you so much, girl. I want to hug you so bad. Are you in my neighborhood? Come get a hug. How many people don't want to work, don't want to hug, and don't want to work? Don't want to work today. I'm trying to tell you. Why? Saturn is about work. Saturn is about discipline. Saturn is about the ritual. Saturn is about, let me get back to that in a minute. Saturn is about restrictions and limitations and about fear, the lessons that we need to learn. So Sonja's talking all this moon shit. The moon shit is quincunxing, irritating Saturn. The need to want to work. You still got to work. We still got to be disciplined. We still got to limit certain things. We still have to have boundaries. You understand? We still have to do rituals. And that's a point I want to make too. I got a call from a young lady earlier, and she will go nameless. But I tell you this much. I love helping the youth because there's a slew. I am going to go on a little bit of squirrel, y'all. There's a younger generation between the ages of 20 and 30. In that specific decade. Why? Because they're looking to us, those that are older, over 40 for sure, over 35, okay, right? Who are leading or doing their best to lead in this life in a spiritual way. And those that are being hit, those that are being like, we can feel the heavy. We can feel families' emotions 3,017 million miles away. We can feel our neighbors' discontent. We can hear accidents outside and feel, goddamn, somebody just got an accident, for real. We can hear accidents outside and feel the blow of the car. There's a lot of people that are incredibly intuitive in that way right now. Yes, y'all. And heightened with it. And especially these babies between the ages of 30 and 20 years old. And they have no idea what to do with it. So I say all this to say, and I'm coming back to ritual. This young lady calls me. She's a daughter of a friend of mine. And again, I love assisting the youth. I love assisting anyone who actually, I'm going to be straight up and down, sees value and merit in what it is that I do and who I am. Those that don't, I honestly am not trying to not fuck with them. I'm saying I'm not trying to talk to them. I'll be friends with them, or that's close. That's not true. I will be associates with them, but if you don't value who I am and what comes through me, then there's some kind of disconnect. I'm just saying, because that lacks respect. You understand what I mean? So in any case, I love assisting youngsters in this space that are really trying to figure out what the fuck to do, because times are changing. We're in the age of Aquarius. We are being shown our emotions through and through more and more, and they don't actually know what to do with this. They don't know what to do with people sitting next to them who have passed away, and they show up solid as fuck. They don't know what to do with them when they're being attacked in the bed by somebody laying on top of them, but nobody is there. They don't know what to do with these emotions that are coming up for them on a daily basis from their great grandfather. You understand what I'm saying? And feeling like they've been whipped all night, and they're waking up tired because they're feeling their energy through their DNA. They're feeling they're coming back to get them and to touch them because they understand that they can see them. Some of these babies are being plagued with this, y'all. Some of you are. And for us to sit here and act like there's nothing going on and to intellectualize that shit is a travesty. So I love to assist youngsters in that way. But it goes back to this moon quincunxing Saturn. And moon quincunxing Saturn, I was saying to her, you don't want to do the work, honey. Here's the big deal. Nobody is going to save you. No one has the obligation to make you feel better. Not your great granddaddy and not your mother. Nobody has the obligation. So practice and ritual needs to come into play. If we are not practicing and putting rituals on our feelings, hence the moon, on karmic information, hence the moon. Sonja, come on now. I just put that right back to a full circle. On karmic information, people coming through, trying to handle your karma, their karma through you. That's what I mean by that. Energy and situations that happen in past lives and shit coming through you today. Y'all may not think this is viable. You may not think this is true. You may not think this is true, but trust and believe it is. There are people who are living in this existence that are fucking battered by other folks on the other side, but bust it. It comes a time where we have to hone in on ritual, and ritual only looks like practice. Practice to put the light around you, practice to go to yoga 3 times a week, practice to go to the beach, practice to go into nature, make it a pointed schedule. When you fight against practice, you are fighting against building a solid wall and or protection that keeps you away from all of these things that want to attack you and get on you and make you weaker. And they deem to make you weaker so they can be stronger. That energy, that negativity, that pain, those emotional concerns in which you rather not deal with because you're to blame for half of it. Does this make sense to anybody? I pray. I really, really pray. Because I only want to come on this thing if I'm helping, if I'm assisting, if I'm ringing true with somebody on here. Otherwise, this Freestyle Friday is gonna die real quick. Trust me when I tell you, because I just don't want to talk to be talking. You know, we got shit to do. Life is going on. It's about the ritual. What are you going to do today? This is your homework for you and I. What are you going to do today that's going to assist you in protection and putting the light around you so you are able to decipher what's emotions that's destructive and what's emotions that are necessary for you to cry through to get stronger, and the good things that's happening right now and how you should take care of those opportunities. This is what we started with. How do we do this thing? By paying attention to our emotions and by getting into a ritual that can help us to decipher the two and find a lane right in the middle. Does that make sense? It's practice. It's not something that can just happen. You just think about it. It's not a fucking mantra. Mantras are cool. Mantras are awesome. I love you, Sonia. I love you, Sonia. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Mantras are dope. Mantras are awesome because they ring a vibration that stands true to you all day and long. But then you got to put that shit to practice when a buster tries to walk up on you and go, hey, you look ugly, or that shirt. What does that practice, what does that ritual help you to do and respond in that moment when somebody wants to project their negativity and their insecurities on you? They ain't got shit to do with you. Why are you worried about my shirt? Do you have to wear it? Why? Why do you feel the need to respond to everything that's going on around you? And in practice, we will know how to keep strong in that. When we're in practice of our emotions, in practice of who we are, to remain secure in us and not allow the other people and their shit to jump up on us. El Bell said, you gave me a read about 4 years ago and said that my ancestors said to do the work. I didn't understand it at the time, but since I have added different rituals into my daily, weekly, and monthly routine, you get it. You get it, El Bell. You get it. Oh, you said, I see the difference. I understand. I have been releasing. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Rachel. I'm so glad I hope y'all understood what she said. Just basically big up in, or I should say, reiterating what I said in regards to the rituals. But sometimes it takes a couple of years. Sometimes it takes a couple of months. You know, sometimes we are given information way too early, almost like a little glimpse, right? Like, that chick is crazy. What's she on, drinking tea? What the fuck she talking about? She cursed too much. You'll find all this other shit to talk about me or whoever's delivering the message or whoever needs, however needs to come through. You'll find everything else to talk about that person, but getting the goddamn truth. Ain't that about a blip? But ritual practice helps to sustain the thought. It helps to build up the body, mind, and soul, where you're like, actually, this is really helping because I do feel stronger. My eyes are lighter. My breath does smell better. Oh, shit. Don't ask me why I say goofy stuff sometimes. Just things just be coming up. I do look cuter. whatever the case may be. I am a little wiser. I am reading more books. You know, I am blocking people out a little bit better. I am taking deep breaths before I respond. You understand what I'm saying? Rituals. Okay. And then the last thing that's happening today, and then I'll probably get off of this thing, not unless y'all want to talk about something else, is the sun being in Aquarius today is squaring at Uranus. So this is where it gets a little hairy because it's not even about the emotions right now. We're going through all this emotional stuff that we was just talking about and doing our best to separate it, detach it, because we're in Aquarius season. How beautiful is that? And Aquarius is giving us that edge to detach, because that's what Aquarius does, to see the thing, right? However, there's a part of us too, being that the sun is in Aquarius, that's doing its best to say, yeah, I'm teaching y'all how to detach. As a matter of fact, that's the way to be. And how about we detach from these new things that are coming into our lives, or these changes that are coming into our lives that you don't necessarily see they come in, but they're coming anyway. We don't want to go that way. Wait, hold on. First of all, you're going to tell me to separate from my emotions, good deal, so I can see everything that's around me. But if it calls for a change that's against what we're used to, don't pay attention to that. That's some selective shit. Yeah, that's some Aquarius shit. I'm only teasing Aquarius because it's the sun in Aquarius that's squaring Uranus and Taurus. And the reason why I said that's some Aquarius shit, because air signs, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, has a way of utilizing intellectually information that is befitting to them and their situation. That's a downfall. That's that left hand not telling the right hand what to do. If I keep this sacred and keep this secret and do this over there, then that group of people won't know. Then these people won't know. I keep my money on this side, and you think you're being slick. And you think you're holding on, in this case, some sense of individuality. The sun in Aquarius. I'm having a weird deja vu right now. Crazy. I like when that happens, actually. But it takes over me sometimes. The sun in Aquarius, in this weird way, is saying, yeah, but I'm going to hold on to the weirdo that I am, because these drastic changes that Uranus would like for me to make, I just can't do. Ooh, that's tricky. That's tricky because remember, we've been prepped by Uranus since May. And I know I said this before. We've been prepped to change who we are. Where's Uranus in your chart? Where is Taurus in your chart? Specifically, I want to say it's around about 13, 14 degrees right now, maybe 15 degrees. Where's Uranus and Taurus in your chart? Those are the things that you are slowly but definitely changing, in which the ego today is going against. Sometimes that Aquarius energy has to just go with where the flow is. And then when you go with where the flow is, then you decide to be different in that space. Does that make sense? Today, this is today. You can't allow your arrogance and your sense of independence to override the need to change on a collective level what's happening right now, because you can't see that far. You cannot see that far. Change needs to be change needs to happen, but if you're rebellious within the change, it may double back on you. Does that make sense? Fly like a bird, not an airplane. Ooh, what kind of analogy is that, El Bell? Does that make sense to everybody? Yes, y'all. I try to teach from a perspective of grabbing and utilizing the positive things of every sign. And then when the negative things come up, you got to cuidado. Wait, hold on. You're trying to show yourself in this way right now, Aquarius. Wait, hold on for a second. And why? Because in astrology, when the aspects of quincunx and squares and sometimes opposition comes into play, that will pull the negative side out of that energy of that particular sign. And we don't want to see that straight away. You get that? Airplanes have turbulence and birds flow. Absolutely. I hear you, Elbow. I hear you, baby. Do y'all get me? Do y'all get the reason why we stopped to talk about this thing? Today is a beautiful day. This whole week is a beautiful week. The full moon is coming up on us on Sunday. This was purposeful because I'm feeling hella dizzy right now and I have to go because my mind is not, I'm like, I'm in a whole nother space, and forgive me for the quick exit, but I think I have to go. But I wanted to tap in and to allow y'all to see what it is that's being shown to me in this moment in time and how basically you can utilize it. For one, to respect your emotions that are coming up. If you have nobody around you, write about them. Write about them. Write. And a lot of people say, oh my God, my therapist says that. This person says that. Every other gosh darn coach, life coach, astrologer, spiritualist says it, because there's something about writing. It's a program. It's like that Neptune hit that comes through the seventh chakra, that hits and reverberates through your body, that finds its way to your fingers, that says the thing that you want to say. And it does it in rhythm, no less. In rhythm and an expression and in an intellect, because you got to think of the word. Write it out. And there's such an honest expression about it, because nobody is in the room, literally, oftentimes, but mainly like right there. Nobody is there in that conversation, but you, spirit, and the pen. So I don't know if I ever shared this with you, and I've shared this with countless clients. If you don't want anybody to read your shit, I used to do this all the time when I lived with somebody. Oh, I'm such a shit talker in my mind. My husband, my ex-husband, when I lived with somebody and I wanted to get out a whole bunch of information, I would just write on a page, go to the top of the page and write over what you just wrote. Do it again and keep writing until it becomes illegible. So the person who comes up around behind your shoulder won't be able to read it, because that's some people's fear, is that their vulnerability, their open-heartedness will be found out before they are ready, too premature to share it. I mean, we're all busting out our hearts. We're all getting through and hopefully to the other side of these emotional bodies that we've been holding on for so long. And it will take some people a little longer than others. It's no competition. It's no freaking competition, y'all. Okay? It's not a competition to be better than or more healed or more emotionally mature than the next person. It's not a fucking competition. We assist each other in it. The better you get innately, the better the next person will get. Trust and believe. Just by you shining. You don't even have to say nothing. So the bottom line is that if you don't want them to read it, then write over it so it becomes illegible. Or when you write it, burn it safely, right? I oftentimes like to put crumpled piece of paper in some aluminum foil, because fire has a hard time going through aluminum foil. But put that aluminum foil on top of a plate so you don't burn your hand, because it doesn't conduct electricity too well. So you will burn your hand on that foil, you dig? And it'll burn out. Or thirdly, write it, close it up, but don't read it back. Okay? I know y'all know this already. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but somebody doesn't. At least one person on either stream, Institute, or Ugram. One of the two, Instagram and YouTube. Oh, shit. Oh, Lord, that was funny to me. Yeah, get it out, because your emotions are valid. How you feel are valid. It doesn't matter if the next person doesn't feel it or not. It doesn't even matter if they give you that real weird face when you express to them and they go, y'all get that one? That almost sympathetic face. But like, I can't wait till you finish, because all this shit is a Debbie Downer and you're bringing me down and I want to get back to happy. So shut the fuck up. Do you get that? Listen, don't do that to people. And if you don't want to hear them, just say, let me call you back in about 5 minutes. You're going to be okay, baby. And get yourself ready to receive. I'm saying. Your feelings are valid. Okay? So rock with that. Any questions? Anything y'all want to talk about? Anything that I went over that y'all didn't get? I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm feeling less dizzy right now, but there was a wave of something that just came through. It started with that deja vu. That's really, really interesting. Straight started with that deja vu. And it felt like a wave. I love it when that happens because I do feel like vibrationally things are shifting and changing when that happens, but it throws me off. It takes me out of the human being, if that makes sense. You're very much, you're so welcome, Miss Kennedy. Imani, I like the way you spell your name. That's tight. People asked, what are some of my rituals? Cicely, thank you for bringing that back around because, you know, I do miss questions oftentimes. I have a slew of rituals. I have a story with it, though. I don't know if it's so much a story or if it's just a share. But, you know, I've been on this little quest since, I'm going to say, the spiritual quest, since about 97, 98, 97. It was after I got dropped from the Face Records. And I lived in Atlanta for a swift year, from 96 to 97. I couldn't deal with Atlanta any longer, y'all. And I came back to California. And when I came back and I no longer had a record deal and wasn't nobody really checking for Sonja, I literally became a monk. And I met one of the most beautiful people in my life named Akadama, who is my brother to this day. I just believe that we've met each other on several different walks of life. We were together a bunch of different times. But the bottom line is, from that moment on, I started adapting and adopting rituals. Adapting to and adopting rituals. The reason why I'm taking this long story to where I'm going is because I have learned to create my life as a ritual. And I know that sounds somewhat pompous to some, but I've actually taken on the thought of not qualifying who I am any longer. So I'm just going to say it may seem that way to some people, but I'm very, very proud of the fact that I can stop and drop in 2 seconds to meditate. I can be in a room and meditate with people in the room. I could be in the middle of a goddamn club and meditate. It's a matter of just snapping into a space and allowing spirit to kind of wash over me. There's a way in which I do these readings, and I've done thousands of readings, y'all, in which I can key with a motherfucker and talk about people, and then all of a sudden go right to what spirit is saying. It's a simultaneous thing that happens for me. So what do? I do a whole bunch of stuff, and some of the things I don't even remember is the real point. So it's really, really hard, Cicely, and whoever else asked the question, to point it out. But the one thing that remains always constant, you can always get a reading free to express. Hit me up at wordlifeastrology.com on my readings page, wordlifeastrology.com, or click the link in the bio on Instagram. So I always feel a little crazy when people ask me that, but what I keep constant is prayer. Prayer is like that straight hit, that straight vitamin. You know what I mean? I do other things. And I can list a few things, and I will for a second. But what's most important, in my opinion, is prayer and putting light around you, calling in the light, calling in whatever it is that you need. And how you do that literally is by looking at whatever you're looking at. You're looking at me right now, but you can sense, let's say you need money right now. You can sense dollar bills around you. Just bring the dollar bills closer to you. Have it flow closer to you. That's vibration. That's visualization. That's a ritual, motherfuckers. That's a ritual. Because you, in that moment, as you're allowing the money to come to you, the love to come to you, the understanding to come to you, whatever it is that you want to come to you, you're saying thank you, as if it's already there. You're saying, I appreciate you. I'm in gratitude for you. What else do I do? Baths. What else do I do? Talk to my plants. I talk to nature. I really talk to nature. And I'm getting more and more into my plants. My mother has helped me because my mother has the most wicked green thumb, man. My mom can freaking turn a plant around from a dying leaf. And next thing you know, it's a bush. You'd be like, golly, how you do that? So I talk to nature. There's something beautiful in nature. You know what I mean? And which is a little bit more difficult to achieve, is instant, what's the word I'm looking for? Instant responses. For example, if we're in a bookstore and this book keeps calling out to me, grab the book. I can't stop. I cannot not grab the book. My channels to spirit, because I utilize them often when I do my readings and talk to people's ancestors and guides, and because I've devised my own ritual. My channel is so wide open. If they say grab the book, it's like a megaphone in my right ear. And if I don't do it, I'm going against myself. And I know it because I tested it. So if I don't grab the book, I'm walking out the door, I'm fumbling. I have to come back in because I left my keys on the countertop or whatever. Then this lady grabs me. You hear what I'm saying? The part of my ritual is doing what I'm being told, even if it's freaking crazy, even if it goes against everything you know. That's a ritual. You almost have to risk looking like a damn fool in front of your family, in front of everybody, and anything that you that has raised you or known to be a part of your makeup. Because what's on the inside matters, and that's what we're cultivating, the strength of the inside. You dig? Am I the best at it? Hell no. Because obviously my emotions were plaguing me this week as I came on here so transparently, able to say to you, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I know how to work and get to my tools and to my rituals. It's absolutely mandatory, y'all. You don't know how to find the calendar? Honey, all you have to do is go to my website, wordlifeastrology.com. On that, on the site, you'll see the readings page. Scroll down to the readings page and it'll give you a choice. You want to do a couples read, you want to do an hour read, which is a 1-star read, or a grand trine read, which is 90 minutes. Just click one of them, pay it, and I'll see you on Zoom. That's it. Okay. I think that's it, y'all. Not unless y'all have any other questions. And Instagram, I held you on a little longer than I anticipated. Thank you. I can't wait to help you. Free to express. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. I've held you on longer than I intended to. However, know that this is only going to happen for February. And I'm trying to get everybody to come over to YouTube. Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page on YouTube. Please subscribe so you can maybe get a notification, because I hear that they don't work all the time. YouTube is kind of drunk in that way. You're so welcome, Yaya. You're welcome, everybody. I don't know if I missed another question. This is the chance to get it out so I can answer if I have the answer. I don't know everything, but Catherine Mullet, Uranus is in your 11th house. Taurus is my 3rd house. That doesn't make sense, honey. Every house is controlled by a particular sign based on your rising, right? So what's your rising sign? And then where's Taurus in regards to your houses? Okay. I'm glad this helped you, Cicely, in some kind of way. And I'm going to get off of here because I don't see any other questions. And I hope that ritual question helped. Again, and here's the other part of that too. To be really, really candid, to be really upfront and in your face. Don't share all your rituals with people. Don't. I told you a handful because I think that that's what you can do right now, right here in this time, without having me to over explain it. And we're not in a retreat kind of situation to really go into it and see how you respond to it and get some feedback. So I'm very, very, very particular about how I share and what I share and the sacred things that I share. I think it's ridiculous that people want to burn sage and do prayers and all kinds of ritualistic things, certain ritualistic things in the public, because folks can manipulate that and pierce through your sacred spaces. Be very, very careful how you share, y'all. That's the immaturity when it comes to this spirituality and metaphysical life of being so trendy right now. Everybody wants to show how fucking spiritually conscious and evolved they are. That's ego. That's ego. That's straight ego. You don't have to share everything. Certain things are incredibly, incredibly sacred with you and your God. So I shared a few things, but the other part of the things that I don't share, you need to, in my opinion, access within yourself, believe in yourself to create rituals that work for you, not for Sonja. Certain things will work for me that's not going to work for you. So why should I say it? So you can put it on your list of things to do because Sonja lived through it. There's certain things like prayer and a whole bunch of shit that we all know that are very, very, very public and very obvious. But certain things, the better things are the things that you create yourselves. You indoctrinate yourselves based on what it is that you as the individual needs. Does that make sense? That's how we grow ourselves, y'all. Otherwise, I'm sitting on here preaching to y'all, making myself, sit up on the motherfucking pulpit. I'm not her. Gurus are dead. I said this years ago. I'm not trying to be her. I just want to share certain things I do and the things that I see. You have the power to heal yourself. Always. Always. Okay. I'm going to go. I said that like 3 times, didn't I? Oh, wait, somebody has a question. Look, can you repeat the special? I just logged on. What special, honey? Like a reading special? I don't have a reading special happening. That thing was long gone. However, there's a 1-hour reading that's on my website. That is the least expensive. But I don't have a reading special that but however, if you're in Los Angeles, if you're in Los Angeles on February 11th, I'd love for y'all to come down Soul Supreme Studio here in Inglewood or LA. You said sobering about something about the end of February? That I was doing two. I'm doing two. I'm gonna get back to what I was just thinking in a minute. She asked something that I said about to the end of February. Yes, that I'm doing 2 broadcasts a week until the end of February, for sure, on Instagram. And then after the end of February, I'm going off of Instagram and doing 2 on YouTube because I want to get y'all from Instagram over to YouTube. You don't have to be active on your page to come see me. You know what I mean? Just create a page and subscribe and just beat it. Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page. Oh, you're very welcome. Watch me work. We have to pour into each other, honey. Like this is part of existing. You dig? Anyway, on February 11th, Soul Supreme Studio on my Instagram page, you'll see the address and everything. I'm doing a workshop about love and intimacy, sex, but more so about connection in regards to astrology. Y'all should come on over there because it's a cute little boutique that a friend of mine, Angel Dobine, runs, and it's just awesome. It's Black owned, of course, and she has a lot of things running out of there, and you can actually have an event yourself there. She's really, really cool in that way and incredibly fair, and it's really cute, and it's in the neighborhood. So the bottom line is I will be there, and we'll be talking about love, and again, relating it to astrology. I will print up your natal chart so we can have something to go on, and you can learn a thing or two about yourself, about your significant other, about how we need to connect when it comes to being intimate and being in love. I'm single, very much single. And I'm very much looking for an opportunity to share what it is that I've learned, and how to be more open-hearted and more trusting in relationships, because I've learned a lot over the last couple of years. However, some never in the interim, I'm just going to share what it is that I know. I'm going to share what it is that I feel about the importance of connecting and listening and understanding and appreciating one another's value and worth and gifts and talents. That's how we connect. We don't attract who we are. We do, but they're not going to be us. And oftentimes our list of men and women in our brain look like another version of us. If you really think about that list, it just looks like another version or a better version of the things that you like. That's not going to be the case. We fall in love and we are intimate with things and situations that we don't inhabit. So we can gain a different perspective if we're open to it. I'm just saying. So that's what we'll be talking about on February 11th. You should come on out. It's on Eventbrite too. So I'll see you there. All right, all right, all right. Much love to you. I'm so glad to come up here on Freestyle Fridays. We're going to do that thing. All right. I'll talk to y'all real soon. I'll see y'all Monday. Come on over to YouTube on Monday, everybody. We're going to do that thing. Much love to you. And much love to you, sweet YouTube family. Sweet, 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 sweet YouTube family. Have a great weekend, okay? And keep crying them tears to safety, please. It helps.